Hello, everyone. My name is Calissa Lassard, and today I am joined by.
Alyssa Huerta.
Daniela Lozano.
And Gisela Herrera.
And today we'll be discussing sex education as it pertains to online safety for minors. So, parents, please listen closely as we guide you through how to recognize signs that your child is in danger and how to protect your child from such dangers that they may encounter from just behind their screens.
To begin with, we will be talking about what is sexual grooming. Sexual grooming is a type of tool used by those who sexually abuse children. It is a form of manipulative behavior used by abusers to gain a potential victim and also to reduce their chances of being caught. There are two forms of sexual grooming, which include online and in person. Grooming can take on many forms, but the most common pattern is one, which includes victim selection. It is when abusers observe victims and often select one based on the ease of access and the victim's vulnerability. Number two is gaining access and isolating the victim. This is where the abuser will physically or emotionally separate the victim from their protectors, making contact with the victim more accessible. Number three, trust development is when the abuser tries to gain the victim's trust with gifts, attention, in order for them to seem as they have a caring relationship. Number four is touch and sexual topics. This is when the abuser will start with minor physical contact, such as hugging, and will then escalate to bringing up more sexual topics and contact. And number five is the attempt to normalize behavior. This is where the abuser will attempt to make their actions seem normal and for the teen not know the signs of grooming.
So, for statistics on online predators, it is estimated that about 500,000 predators are active each day. Children between the ages of 12 and 15 are very much susceptible to being groomed and manipulated by adult predators online. According to the FBI, over 50% of victims of online sexual exploitation are between the ages of 12 and 15. 89% of sexual advances occur in internet chat rooms or on instant messages. More than a quarter of reported exploitation incidents result in the predator asking for sexually explicit photos. And who's at risk? Children, adolescents, and vulnerable adults are at risk for sexual grooming, although teenagers are the most common age. Sexual grooming can happen in both boys and girls. Abusers most often seek vulnerable teens who are experiencing low self-confidence, socially isolated children, children and teens whose parents are typically busy and are not aware of their child's well-being, young children who are still developing and understanding the world around them, children who use the internet without parental oversight.
So, for the signs and effects of sexual grooming, this area can be a little harder to detect for most since the abuser can potentially withhold their victim and have them stay silent. But the signs may include children spending excessive time online and acting secretive or suspiciously, closing windows and tabs when parents are nearby, and unusual language that may be sexual in some ways that the child may not typically use in their day-to-day lives. Grooming can occur physically and or in person, physically in person or through technology, but in either way that it occurs, it can cause harm in the child's lives involving their mental health and can cause PTSD, depression, anxiety, sleep insomnia, trust issues, self-harm, inability to focus, and difficulty with relationship building in the future.
So now we really want to highlight the ways to keep your child safe while they're online. The number one way would be just to limit screen time, encourage outdoor activities, implement family meal time with no phones or technology allowed, and turning off the Wi-Fi before bed so that no one can access any social media forms. The second way is to encourage open, honest communication between you and your child, and to be empathetic and understanding when they come to you about a situation. So this will help your child feel more comfortable sharing their experience with you, and your child will be likely to go to you for help, which prevents the situation from worsening, and it also allows for healing in some cases. The third way is to educate in order to prevent grooming. We want you to teach your child about sexual grooming. We want you to teach your child about the signs of sexual grooming. And we want you to teach your child about the impact it can have on their life. The fourth way is to monitor your child's social media. So just stay involved, maybe make an account, know the people that they're interacting with. If you know their friends in real life, you kind of want to know them online as well. So just keep an eye on what your child is doing on social media so that you can make sure they're not talking to strangers or people that can potentially harm them. And the fifth way is to utilize helpful resources, educational websites, which we'll talk about next, counseling, and legal action if needed. To keep your child safe, you want to go at all lengths, and that's what we're talking about today. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is a very helpful resource called NetSmart. So this is a website that was created by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and it aims to educate and protect children and adolescents from child sexual exploitation and victimization online. It is free and it's super easy for parents to use and educators as well. There's resources for parents, educators, and communities. It includes age-appropriate educational videos, age-specific PowerPoint presentations, tip sheets, a take it down service, and a tip line for reporting exploitation. So just to dive further into depth about this, the age-appropriate educational videos, they have them for elementary age children, middle school age children, and high school age children. So you just click which one is for your child's age. And then same thing for the age-specific PowerPoint presentation. It also has tip sheets on how to stay safe, one of them being how to stay safe online. The Take It Down service is especially important for children and adolescents whose nudes get put onto the internet. So it helps take that down. And then the tip line is for reporting sexual exploitation. So this is a very, very helpful resource, and we wanted to tell you guys about it just so that if you're experiencing anything and you need to teach your child about what we're talking about today, this is very, very informative.
This is our resource. Daniela, you're muted.
Next slide.
Okay, so this concludes our presentation, and together we can ensure that all children are staying safe online and enjoying their childhood to the fullest extent.
Thank you, parents, for attending this workshop and for prioritizing your child's safety and well-being. Please remember to fill out the survey as you leave today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.